Coco is a 2017 Pixar animation film and follows the story of a little Mexican boy named Miguel. Despite his family's baffling generations-old ban on music, Miguel wants to become an accomplished musician just like his idol Ernesto de la Cruz. And desperate to prove his talent, Miguel goes to de la Cruz's mausoleum and steals his guitar. And when he does that, the act of actually doing it transports him into a stunning and colorful land of the dead, following a mysterious chain of events. And along the way, he meets this charming trickster named Hector, and together they set off on an extraordinary journey to unlock the real story behind Miguel's family history. This film is centered around Dia de Muertos. I'm not good at pronouncing Spanish at all because I'm just a white boy from the South, even though I don't have a Southern accent, but that's beside the point. And this wasn't the first film to be based around the Day of the Dead. Another film that was that actually came out pretty recently was The Book of Life, and a lot of people, ever since the trailers for Coco came out and just the basic concept involving the Day of the Dead was announced, a lot of people said, oh, this is just going to be a basic, it's basically going to be the same as Book of Life. And looking at it now, while it does share similar themes to Book of Life, I can say that the basic story is vastly different, despite the fact that they have the similar main character who wants to be a musician, but his family is just like, no, you're gonna be this thing. But Coco is just a really fun movie. It's extremely charming and has tons and tons of heart, and it's just a lot of fun. While looking at it from the surface, it does look like a very simple story that was one of the stories of Book of Life, which is about a boy pursuing his dream that his family disapproves of. The true driving force of Coco, because it's really not that, the true driving force is family, and how even though your wants and desires are important, family should always come first. And most films don't really focus on the idea of putting family before dreams. There's a fuck ton of movies that just say, you know what? Just go out, achieve your dreams, nothing else matters. And I actually did kind of like the fact that throughout the movie, Miguel actually does question whether his dreams are more important than his family. One thing that the film succeeded on, which is extremely hard to do, especially for an animated film, was it gave a feeling of history. You actually feel like all of these locations and characters have been around a lot longer than the start of the movie. And I really love that. And the film also stresses, that's one of the things that it stresses, history, especially family history. Speaking of characters, each character they show is very well realized and feel just so real. And my favorite character, though she's not really in the film very much, is Miguel's grandmother. And she's just a treasure to behold, because she's so funny. The way she's animated is just hilarious, and she takes the ban on music in the family very, very seriously, even to the point where she's threatening people walking on the street just for whistling. And not only is she memorable for that, but like I said, it's the way that she's animated, the way that she walks in this really funny manner, because it's supposed to be terrifying, and you see all these different characters get terrified whenever she comes by, because they know that she's gonna take off her shoe and fucking whack them. But just watching it, not being in the situation, but watching it from above, like, you know, it makes the entire situation hilarious. And this is probably cliche to say about a Pixar movie, but the animation is amazing. It's just spectacular. It really is. Pixar has done some amazing things with the animation that I have never seen done before. And it's especially with how the entire Land of the Dead is created. And Pixar in recent years has been really great at making amazing looking backdrops to where nature, just the nature of either a good dinosaur, or the good dinosaur, or Finding Dory. The backdrops of anything natural looks photorealistic, and this time they were able to do that with buildings and just society, whether it's Miguel's hometown or the actual Land of the Dead, anywhere from cobblestone pathways to many of the buildings looking just photorealistic. And now I actually believe that they've gotten even closer to creating near-realistic CGI humans. And I say that because there's this one scene where the camera is centered on Miguel, and a couple of the family members are shown in the frame, but they're like kind of off-center, so like where my head is Miguel. And you can kind of see them on like their backside. You can only see them from behind. And I looked at one of the family members, the dad, and I saw only an arm for them. And I don't know why, but I looked at it, and I could have sworn that they actually took a photoshopped image of a real person from behind and just put it in the movie. And it just looked really amazing. That's how lifelike the arm looked. And I know that I'm focusing way too much on what is basically the back of somebody's arm, but I noticed it immediately and I started freaking out because to me, it was amazing how realistic that arm looked. I really do know it's a stupid thing to focus on, but yeah. And the music is amazing too. This is the type of music that I wouldn't really listen to on a regular basis, mainly because I didn't really grow up with a lot of it, but this was great cultural music. I may actually start listening to Mexican cultural music a bit more. And this is the first Pixar movie to be kind of a musical. It's not like a normal musical where it'd be like, you know, a long bit of just regular scenes and then musical number. No, it's nothing like that. If anything, it's like closer to La La Land, where most of it feels natural, except there's a lot less songs. And the score and music comes from Michael Giacchino, who, as you guys know, is one of my favorite composers, as well as the Frozen songwriters, Kristen Anderson Lopez and her husband Robert. And the score especially helped propel the film forward for me. Guys, this movie made me feel the true magic of Disney. It's a beautiful looking, endearing, funny movie. It's got a great narrative, great characters, great music. I do believe that this is the most emotionally satisfying Pixar movie that I've seen since either Inside Out or Up. I actually really don't know which one I think is more emotionally satisfying, but either way, just as a warning, if you get easily emotional to the point of tears, you will be a wreck. I cried quite a few times during, and by the end of the movie, my entire face was drenched. And honestly, I love the feeling. I love whenever a movie can actually move me like that, because I was extremely moved by Coco. Before I get to my rating, I do want to say one thing. You guys know how there's only been 3 animated films that have been nominated for a Best Picture Oscar? It's been Beauty and the Beast, Up, and Toy Story 3. I am actually at the point where I believe that Coco could be the 4th. I'm going to give Coco 5 reels. Okay, I'm thinking about the movie right now, and actually, I'm gonna go before I start crying, so please subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews and content, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and farewell until the next video. Bye, guys.